Well, greetings, Pipe Pals. How y'all doing? Happy New Year! Okay, well, I am going to make this kind of a very simple video. And I'm not going to do green screen. I did that last time. And although I like doing certain fun special effects kind of videos from time to time, what I want to do is just kind of concentrate on just a simple content on this video that I'd like to make today, as I kind of do my little end of the year review on some of my tobacco things. I talk about Christmas, the year past, and talk about some resolutions and some goals for next year. So that's what I want to kind of do. So I've got a little some notes here that I want to just talk about. So I'm not going to be totally rambling. So anyway, here we go. So first off, smoking one of my old-time calabashes, my King Calabash here. I call it the King Calabash because it seems to be the biggest and the one I've had almost the oldest. It's a Pioneer. And I've smoked this many, many times in many of my earlier videos. So, anyway, and I'm also smoking, I thought, just a really great classic standard tobacco. This kind of a tobacco that many people know and love. I don't think there's a lot of consternation when you talk about just good old-fashioned Navy Flake. Good old-fashioned Navy Flake. There you go. So, Calabash Navy Flake, pretty traditional as we kind of start off this video. Again, I just sharing with you, you know, my Christmas as it is, as it was, the last few days of before the new year. You can see the video in the background there. Just kind of showing you my Christmas thus far, and just kind of telling you that, you know, I first off, I want to say thank you to all of you who wished me a very Merry Christmas. I didn't respond as I should have and would have liked to. Part of it has to do with the fact that I've been a little under the weather. Hold on a second. I think this is a little technique that I kind of learned on my own. I'm going to create a little draft hole for the old Navy Flake there. I think that'll help it to draw just a little bit easier. At least I hope it would. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. That was it. There was a little plug there. Little plug. Okay. Very good. So I want to thank everybody for their Christmas wishes, and I hope you had a great Christmas. So I want to just share with you, I did get a couple of wonderful, unexpected little Christmas gifts. One of them is this beautiful new pipe lighter. It's actually a Zippo pipe lighter. And now I kind of feel a little bit like Matches 860 because I think he has one of these. And then I also got a Sutliff, beautiful, beautiful leather tobacco pouch. Gorgeous thing. Now, I have to say that it's not vegan, obviously. It's not vegan. So, you know, I'm sad to say that, you know, if you were disappointed in me, you know, because I'm not showing a vegan product here, I'm really sad about that. But anyway, this is a beautiful tobacco pouch. I'm going to use this. And it just given to me, with these gifts, given to me by a very, very, very dear friend. And I know who they are if they're watching the video. So thank you so much. It was just a real surprise to get those little little tobacco gifts there, little tobacco related gifts. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, I got some coffee here, so got my pipe, my coffee. I'm doing pretty good. So, okay, so, yeah, I haven't been feeling all that great. Don't want to make an excuse. I'm taking a week off. This is my 4th day of my week off. Got a couple more days. And I've just been really tired. I don't know why. Don't want to dwell on that too much, but I've just been really not feeling good. I've had either a flu or bronchitis. And again, I'm not soliciting any sympathy here. I'm just kind of giving you a reason why I'm kind of have been a little AWOL the last couple of weeks. I just have been, focusing on the parish and kind of doing things here. And so there was just a lot of things I was trying to focus on for Christmas here. So that, I had to meet what little energy I seemed to have. It kind of like, didn't have a lot of energy for lots of other things that I normally would like to do. So anyway, so I just wanted to again say thank you to all of you for your Christmas greetings. And I really hope you had a great Christmas. I'm hoping you're still enjoying Christmas and you had a good Boxing Day and, you're in that in-between time between Christmas and New Year's. And you had a chance to spend with family and friends, some wonderful, one of the things I like about Christmas is sometimes we get those unexpected visits from people from, we haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's been even years, and all of a sudden they show up on our doorstep or they give us a phone call or something, and it's just like, wow, that was really special. So maybe you had a few of those wonderful encounters as well. I'm hoping you did. It's always nice to reconnect with people, and and even though you don't maybe spend, you're not, engaged with them on an ongoing basis, maybe like you once were, there's still a friendship there, and it's always nice to reconnect with people you know and love, like from your past. Good old Navy flag, can't beat it. Okay, well, first of all, let me just say this in passing. I actually got not only digital little Christmas greetings, I even got a couple, actually several, I was surprised, Christmas cards, Christmas, snail mail cards from some of you all. And I just was really tickled by that. Richard and Jerry sent me cards. I know Richard is a Canuck, and I say that with all affection there. And I think another person, he's a Yank, so that's good, Jerry. So again, thank you to you guys for the Christmas cards, and then of course, now this one here, I'm going to have to now. I think because this is a friend, and I'm going to kind of tweak their nose just a little bit as I say thank you. So okay, so hopefully, but I have to get in this. I have to get into the character here. Hold on. Okay, so now this Christmas card, I have to say, is I'm honored to always get this yearly Christmas card from the one and only the Gary Portier. Okay, and he loves his comics and a very creative. I mean, give the guy. I will say, Gary, you got an A+ on this card as far as creativity. It was just, as you can see, it's sort of like a comic book cover showing the forces of good and evil coming against the evil Trumpster, okay? And so anyway, I just thought that was very creative, and so I had to I thought, well, you know what? If I'm going to respond to this, I probably want to do it in a certain way. So that's why I'm donning my holiday festive red hat, my red state hat here, just to kind of talk about this card, how creative it is, and maybe in the end I might come back with a little philosophical discussion. Not certainly about this, but again, I want to thank Gary for the creative effort. I don't know where he gets all of his ideas from, but he really loves comics, and he really put his heart and soul into this Christmas card. So Gary, thank you for that one as well. That's a keeper. I'll say that. That's a keeper. Okay. So anyway, I had to get my Make America Great Again hat and just kind of respond wearing this hat. I just thought it would be kind of the irony of the thing. So there it is. My Great America Again. Okay. Love it. Okay. So, let me put my glasses on here. As far as tobacco-related review, now, I have to tell you, I feel, I feel like I'm going to be a little bit apologetic here because my involvement with you wonderful guys and gals in the YouTube pipe community, it has been more on the periphery this last couple of years, only because I don't have quite the same time to invest in making videos and watching videos. So I feel bad about that, but I try to do the best I can with the amount of time that I have. And again, this last month, I go to be just totally honest, my energy has just went just down. I don't know why. I will go and have a physical. I'm hoping that there's nothing drastically wrong, but I have to say that my energy is just gone. So anyway, we're gonna talk about that. But anyway, as far as tobacco kind of related things, I did buy this wonderful Philippe Rivera cherry wood. I asked him to make this. This is truly a work of art. Great little smoking machine. She's a good girl, and just a beautiful work of art. And this is just a great pipe. It's a huge bowl for a cherry wood. It's got great rustication. It's got the nice silver work. It's got the Cumberland stem. It's all around a winner. It's an absolute. Again, it's kind of like holding some poetry there in your hands. So if you haven't ordered a pipe from Philippe Rivera, you can't go wrong. And again, the prices are just. I think he kind of undersells himself. He could probably put another $50 to $100 on his pipes, and people would still buy them. They're that good. And if you are out there wondering, some of you know from my earlier videos, I've been a real big Dunhill aficionado. Again, hats off, for a little tip of the hat to Dunhill Man UK, or UK Legacy Dot, I think it goes by now. Anyway, he's the one who turned me on to Dunhills about 4 or 5 years ago, and I've been happy ever since. You can always get an estate Dunhill if you can't get an actually brand new one, although I think the estates are even better than some of the newer ones. But as far as comparing this Philippe Rivera pipe with a Dunhill, the quality is, well, if I say this, I'm going to probably anger a few people, but I like to, just share with you my comments. That pipe, this pipe here, is as good, if not better, than a Dunhill. And that might sound a little sacrilegious to a few of you, but I'm just telling you that this is truly a quality pipe. Okay, so at a fraction of the cost. Now, the only thing is, I've had it for 6 months now. I don't know. Again, the other thing about pipes is the longevity. The reason why Dunhills, I think, partly are held in high esteem is because of their resale value, and their longevity. I mean, I have people have pipes from Dunhills from the 30s and 40s. You know, we're talking almost 100 years old, and people are still smoking them. So if you take care of them, and again, it's like with anything, you're probably going to, if you buy a quality product and you take care of it, it's going to last you an awful long time. And then the other thing, as far as tobaccos go, and I said this in my last video, two things. If you buy, again, a quality pipe tobacco and you cellar it properly, it should last you an awful long time. So if you are like me, and I am, you might want to, look at your tobacco collection, and if you haven't cellared them properly, please do so. Okay. Have a rotating set of tobaccos that you probably are going to be using frequently, and then the other ones I'd say put in a cool, dark place, and just cellar them, literally cellar them, and you should be fine. Okay, so that's kind of my end of the year tobacco review. And again, I didn't do a lot. I only bought one new pipe. What I did do is I kind of tried to go into restoring or at least buffing out pipes, and I haven't gotten back to that project. Just my energy has just been so low, and I just thought, man, when I start a project like that, it's quite now for those of you who do it on a regular basis, it's a habit. You know all the tricks and tips on how to do it. It's probably not a big deal. But when you're learning to kind of learn to use the buffer, you want to be careful with your pipes, your stems. It can also be a little bit hazardous because if you don't hold them right, they can fly off and hit you in the face or knock an eye out. You'll shoot your eye out, that kind of thing. So you want to be very careful when you're doing that. So you don't want to hurt yourself, you don't want to hurt the pipe, but it takes a little bit of finesse to do it right. And so again, it takes time to learn how to do it. It's kind of like riding a bike, learning a musical instrument, learning a language. It does take some time to do it and do it well. So you have to have some time to devote to it. You can't be rushed. You can't be hurried. And if you're constantly being interrupted every 2 or 3 minutes, like I sometimes am, it's kind of very frustrating. So it's like, okay, I need to carve out some time where I can just, sit for an hour or two and really focus on what I'm doing, and then finding the right place to do it. So anyway, that's kind of my little end of the year tobacco routine review. So I have discovered, some of my other pipes that I have kind of maybe have not smoked in quite a while. There's some little tips and tricks that I learned. One of the little tips and tricks is when you want to polish your silver is save some of your tobacco ash, and when it's cool, of course, and then you just rub that over the silver and it'll polish it right up. Bob's your uncle, Sally's your aunt. It's really kind of a real cool little trick. I kind of learned about that one this year. Normally I use things like Twinkle or the little silver cleaners that you use, and you rub it on and rinse it off real quick and wipe it down. That's what I usually used to do. But you can do that with the fine tobacco ash, and it does just as good. And I think you don't run the risk of getting water, which could either get into the briar and crack that at a later date, or tarnish or corrode the silver in the inside and its little, underneath the little lips and stuff when you do it with the water treatment that I normally do. So anyway, those are just little things that I kind of appreciate about the hobby. I don't have an extensive review of tobaccos other than just kind of rediscovering old favorites. The one thing I would say, as I said in my last video, is one of my favorite tobacco manufacturers or creators is Boswell's. You can't go wrong with the Boswell tobacco. And also they make pipes, so I don't get any kickback from saying all this. I'm just telling you my personal opinion, and I've had Boswell tobaccos going on now 4 or 5 years that I've been in the pipe smoking community, and they're quality products, and you just can't go wrong. So I don't think I've had one bad Boswell blend. I don't think I've had anything negative. The people there, they're great. They're wonderful people. When I've wanted to send things to Europe or other places across the world, they've been really kind enough to pay the postage. At least they have for the last several years. That's a nice thing. They're always pleasant. They're always helpful. If they don't know the answer, they'll try to figure it out. I do believe that JM does do custom pipes. So if you're interested in a specific kind of a shape or a style, you could kind of write things down, maybe draw some pictures, and you and he can talk about it over the phone. And I'm sure, again, I can't give you 100% that he would do this, but I've talked to his son before, and I've asked him about, well, can you make this? And he says, well, if you give us some ideas, we'll work with you. So that's what he told me a couple of years ago. So again, I have one JM Boswell pipe, which is a wonderful pipe, and I would like to maybe order a new JM Boswell pipe sometime in this year. Maybe I'll do that. Okay. So I'll ask you guys a question. If there's any really great tobaccos out there that you probably think, well, you haven't heard about this new one, send me a little personal message, or send me a comment and say, hey, you got to try this new blend. And whatever, maybe I'll look a bit into trying it. Again, I don't have access to the briar patch like I used to. I mean, they're 2 hours away. Once in a blue moon, I get down there and I can maybe make a stop. But for the most part, I'm probably not going to be buying a lot of extra pipe tobaccos. I'm still trying to work through the stash that I already have. So anyway, that's kind of my tobacco review. And so now what I'd like to do is also talk about two other things in a retrospective of 2016. We're going to talk about three other things. One is my apple addiction. Many of you know that I'm an apple addict. And also my health and diet resolutions from last year. And then I'm going to talk about finally just kind of my thoughts in general about the upcoming new year. So, okay. Well, as many of you probably know, I'm going to get a little ahead of myself. I did make a resolution not to buy any new Apple products for 2016. And I got to 6 months into that. And then, unfortunately, I shouldn't say unfortunately, that all kind of came to a crashing halt, because what happened was I finally found a great deal on a Mac Pro, the newest Mac Pro, the 2013 Mac Pro, and I got a special deal on that, and I just couldn't walk away from it, as much as I would have liked to. But I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and bite the bullet, and even though it means breaking a resolution, it was just one of those things. Well, unfortunately, being a true addict, once you start, you can't stop, and so I went through the rest of the year getting the Apple products that I really felt that I needed, quote unquote, that I wanted, and I did purchase quite a lot. In fact, I will be probably editing this video on my MacBook Pro 2016 that I just got a couple of weeks ago. So as far as Apple products go, it's sort of like after the end of like all the Christmas goodies and confections, you get to a point where it's really exciting to have them and you enjoy them, especially when, like me, you hadn't had them for almost a year. and you kind of you go off the wagon on that, and you reintroduce the sugar and the grains and the carbs, and you know, for a while it's great, it's wonderful. But sadly, fortunately, I should say, even though it was unfortunate what the results that transpired after the indulgence on that, and I'll talk more about that in a moment, you get to a point of saturation and you kind of go, ugh, I'm kind of burned out on this. And again, I'm not here to run down Apple products. I'm probably going to always be an Apple fanboy at heart. But realistically, the products are not revolutionary anymore. They're just evolutionary in their sense that they kind of get refined and re-refined. And but you know, again, it's you're going to buy, for the most part, a quality product, a product that will last you probably 4 or 5, 10 years if you take care of it. And you know, you're going to get a lot of use out of it. You'll get probably even some enjoyment out of it. It'll do a lot of good things for you. So again, it's not. Do I have any regrets buying the Apple products that I did this year? No, but I have to say I'm a little bit burned out, and I'm not really as excited. And I have a lot of other Apple people that's kind of say the same thing. I'm not here to beat up on Apple, but at the same time, the products are just, you know, it's like, how many people get excited about going out and buying a new, range or a new refrigerator or a new washer and dryer? You know, you're not excited about it. You just know that you're going to buy a quality product and it's going to last you for a number of years. And it's like buying a Hershey bar. I mean, people will always probably buy Hershey bars until the end of the world. You don't see a lot of big advertisements for Hershey bars. You don't see people getting excited about Hershey bars, but by golly, people buy Hershey bars. And I think that's kind of the way it is with Apple right now. Maybe some of the magic has evaporated. We'll see what happens with the announcement with the iPhone 8. Maybe some magic will come back. I don't know. But again, you can only upgrade something so many times and be innovative so many times, and after a while, it's just another iPhone. It's just another MacBook. It's just another computer. So, innovation, revolution, innovation, refinement. Those things are they kind of leapfrog, I guess. So, some years you're going to get something that's really innovative, and some years you're just going to get something that's just kind of improved. So, anyway, so again, again, it's buying into more than a device. It's buying into kind of an ecosphere of technology. Okay, this is sort of like the neighborhood you live in. It's sort of like it's like the neighborhood you live in, and this is how you do your digital life. And some people are Android people, some people are Windows people, some people are Linux people, some people kind of cross the great divide and they kind of do a little bit of everything, and that's fine too. But for me, I got into Mac products about 10 years ago. It's 2007 is the year I got into my very first Mac, thanks to a dear friend, Brian. If you're watching, thanks again. I can't thank you enough for introducing me to Mac and helping me kind of say, you know what, there was a better way of doing things. Now, again, I'm not hating on Windows. Again, I did Windows for my first 10 years of my computing life, I think. Just, over 10 years. I started in, actually, I guess I started, for almost 17 years I did, from 92, 92 is when I got my first Windows computer, 3.1, still running DOS, all the way up to 2007, so 12 years, 15 years, right? Yeah, 15 years, from 1992 to 2007. Yeah, that was a good stretch of time. And again, I built computers. Have a young friend who has built his first computer the other day. Went and saw it, and he's really happy. And really good job there, Vince. Good job. So again, the thing is that it's, there's nothing wrong with Windows. Okay, I mean they has trade-offs. So anyway, I don't want to preach about that, but I'm just saying that I kind of went into an Apple buying frenzy, some might say. But I did get a lot of new Apple products, but basically they kind of all are devices that live in this ecosphere, and they all seem to work pretty good. Again, there's always going to be problems, always going to be glitches. It's not perfect, I wait for the day when Apple can brew me a good cup of coffee off of my iPhone. Looking forward to that day. Right now, we're not there yet. We don't have the technology for an iPhone to brew a cup of coffee, but it's coming. It's coming. So there you go. All right. So now the last thing, kind of want to touch on is the health and fitness, quote unquote, diet and everything. And so my goal was to completely eschew sugar and grains and carbs for 1 full year. And I have to say that I broke the fast a couple weeks early. I did. I wasn't feeling good. I'm not going to use that as an excuse, but I didn't see the results that I thought I was going to see. I thought I was going to see some really dramatic results, and I didn't see those results. Now, I'm not saying that there weren't good results. I think there were, but the thing I was looking for didn't materialize. Now, I'm not saying it was the diet's fault. Again, I didn't live it perfectly as far as, I didn't have sugar and I didn't have carbs up until December 4th, so I almost went a year. Almost went a full year. It would have been a full year on the 22nd of December. But I remember just kind of thinking, this didn't seem to get me the results that I really, really wanted. And I wasn't disappointed, but I got to a point where I was feeling really, really, it wasn't just the bronchitis, but again, this chronic fatigue. And so part of me says, you know what? Is the diet really working? I had to ask myself, is this no sugar diet, is it really working? Now again, I probably should have just went another 2 weeks and just to make the goal of doing it. But part of me said maybe the problem is why you're feeling so run down and tired is you're just not getting the full macronutrients that you need. And even though I don't think you need sugar, I still believe that sugar is a poison, just like alcohol, and I dare say even tobacco. It's a toxin, but sometimes carbohydrates, in and of themselves, can be necessary. What do I mean necessary? But beneficial. I'll say beneficial, possibly for some things like digestion, and some other things. So anyway, the bottom line was I just, out of kind of almost desperation, saying I don't feel good, and I'm just going to say this, going to call it quits. Bring an end to this thing because it didn't get me the results that I was hoping for. Anyway, so to be honest though, I did give myself permission to, because people were bringing me holiday treats and, things of that nature. And I didn't eat junk food. Fast food. I didn't eat fast food. But I had a couple occasions of just basically eating stuff that I normally just don't eat. Things like bread and some pasta and some candy. There was some candy in there, I'll be honest. There was some candy. Not a whole lot, but I'll be honest with you, it was enough to where it probably made even things worse. And I'm happy about that, believe it or not, because I kind of thought, well, maybe this reintroducing these things will be okay, and it just turned out it was devastating. Ooh, yeah. I paid a price. I paid a big price. But I'm happy to say that I as of this week, have just said, okay, let's get an early start, just like I did last year. Last year, I started on the 22nd, so I went through Christmas and New Year's without any of the holiday treats. And I think the last time I actually had carbs and sugar and stuff like that was I went and saw The Force Awakens. So I was at the movie theaters, and I had the popcorn and a couple of hot dogs and some, theater candy and a big icy, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it's almost noon. So this year, I've kind of gone through my refrigerator and my cupboard, and I've gotten rid of all the offending treats and goodies, quote unquote, that I normally don't eat, but I did eat for the last couple of weeks. And I said, okay, we're just going to go back to a modified, kind of a ketogenic diet, and we're going to talk about that in just a moment. So I just know that when I indulge in things like sugar and refined carbohydrates, I pay a price. That's all I'll say. I'll pay a price. My digestion gets screwed up. My face breaks out. It's kind of like maybe drinking or something for somebody that's been in recovery. Going back to that kind of stuff, there's no real benefit. So I was already sick, and then I got even sicker. So I thought, okay, that wasn't the answer then. So that's a good thing. I mean, on one hand, I kind of regretted the fact that I ended my fast a little early. Although I think after almost 2 weeks shy of a full year, it was sort of like, well, like I said, I didn't see some of the results that I was hoping to see. I didn't seem to be experiencing some benefits that I thought, especially when I was feeling really lethargic and kind of run down. I'm going, well, maybe this isn't working, So again, you kind of question that and say, well, there's one way to find out. Well, again, I found out that wasn't the answer either. So. But anyway, I thought it would be interesting, and I think I shared with you last year my resolutions for this year. And I thought I'd go ahead and just share with you my failures and my successes, because there were some successes. And I am happy about that. So let me put my calabash down here real quick. Great little calabash container right there. Isn't that perfect? I love that thing. Okay, great. So there we go. Put our calabash right over here. Okay, so again, I know a lot of people aren't into resolutions because they get discouraged and they get angry because they don't always keep them. And I mean, I've been there too. And I mean, even in this event, my 2016 resolutions, I did not keep all of them perfectly. But I am happy to say, and again, one of them, now I'm 2 days short, so I could still mess up, but I don't think I'm going to do on some of them. But my resolutions were for 2016 to walk 30 minutes, 6 days a week. Now Sunday was a free day, and so I am happy to say that I did keep that one. I have walked more, 30 minutes minimum, but 30 minutes of walking every day, 6 days a week. I kept that one, so that's a good one. 5 pull-ups or chin-ups every day, again with the exception of Sundays. I'm happy to say I kept that one. 50 push-ups every day. Now, with the exception of 2 sick days, which was this month, there were 2 days, one day, I think there were 2 days, where I really was sick. And I said, you know what? You do what you can, but if you're sick, you're legitimately sick, you don't incur a punishment. So again, I could probably make those up if I really wanted to, but I did 50 push-ups every day, but that was just a minimum. Again, the no sugar for 1 full year, didn't make that one. I broke that by 2 weeks, so I didn't make that one. Refined carbs for 1 year, didn't make that one, and I ended that 2 weeks early. So that one there I didn't keep. Try to see something good in every day. Did I focus mentally on that every day? No. But did I try to see something good even subconsciously in my day? Yes, I did. Okay. Now I wouldn't say I kept that one perfectly. Again, I don't, because I don't know if it would count, if it counts to say, am I going to sit there and look at my little sign that says try to see something good in every day? Did I, sit there and see that sign every single day and say, did I see something good today? I have to say I didn't do that consciously every day, but subconsciously I always did try to have a sense of gratitude in my heart. So we're gonna, yes and no. Again, I don't know if there's a way to really say, should I have written that down, say 5 minutes every day, I'll practice that. Maybe that's what I'll do to make it more specific. Okay, no new Apple purchases. Well, I failed on that one. So those are the three things I failed on. 3 things I did, I've succeeded, and 3 things so far I did not do. My prayer life was basically trying to do a little bit of prayer every day, and by doing a little morning and a little evening exercise, literally getting on my knees and saying, thank you for a new day and help me. I did the best I could on that one. I wanted to finish my brother's audio tapes to me, and I did not finish that one. I feel a little disappointed in that one. That's a lot of work because I have to really, really focus on that one. And again, if I'm constantly getting interrupted, it was a very frustrating task. Although I still have several to finish, I would like to still do that one. One of the things I wanted to do was get a colonoscopy this last year, and I got that on the 8th of February. So got that checked out, and everything was good. And then I said, these are resolved to do in the year of grace 2016. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 6 things I accomplished out of the 11. So, it's better than nothing. Again, I set these out as a resolution. And again, did I obviously I did not keep them perfectly, or didn't keep the whole list, 100%. But I am happy to say that 6 out of 11 isn't too bad. That's not bad. Okay. So can I do better next year? See, that's the thing. This gives me hope. This gives me encouragement to do things better next year. It says that, yeah, you can do some of these things if you focus a little bit. Again, part of it was a little bit every single day. So, okay. And then there was another one that I didn't write down, so I can't really take credit for it, but no fast food. So I haven't had any Mickey D's, Wendy's, Taco Bell, In-N-Out Burger. Those are the things that I really, 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 I gotta be honest with you, I do have a penchant for fast food, and that's something that I really struggle with as well. So, but I did not give in to that one. So, but I didn't write it down, so I won't count that one. As far as resolutions for 2017, I guess I basically resolve, and I have not officially written them down, but I probably will, and come back and do a little short video on that one in the new year. But the things that I kind of resolved. Now, the thing about diet and exercise is you kind of learn by trial and error. That's all I can say. And all of you have struggled with the diet and the exercise and the healthy eating and the maybe type 2 diabetes, and they even say things like depression are involved in all this. Has a correlation. It's part of it. These things. You kind of have to you have to be that experiment of one, as Mark Sisson says. You have to be willing to do this epigenetic kind of a thing. We all have genetics, and we all are kind of susceptible to what our genetic makeup is, but we can finesse those things, even manipulate those things for the better or for the worse. So if you're conscious of that, if you kind of say, okay, and you've made an attempt to try to figure out your body, figure out who you are as a person, then if you kind of got the basics down, you can kind of now kind of tweak them a little bit. You can kind of do some adjustments, some fine tuning. And in this year, as far as my fine tuning, I've kind of said, okay, like last year I didn't do any fruit until just the last couple of days with the introduction of sugar and carbohydrates. I also want to say this. I've been tempted, if I could find a quote-unquote vegan source of protein that didn't seem to have a big high carbohydrate dividend associated with it, I probably would like to even almost think about trying to do more of a vegetarian type meals. But what I've decided I think I can do now is I'm still going to do the fasting. In fact, I've got 18 hours now, 17 hours now fasting. I'll still try to be like one meal a day perhaps. But what I am going to try to do is I'm going to, because I think some fruits, not all fruits, but some fruits have some good benefits. And I think a little bit of some fruits that are not super high in sugar, but they have lots of vitamins. I think I'm going to try to reintroduce those. Basically, bananas for potassium and B vitamins, and then some blueberries in the evening. So that would maybe be like a little bit of half a banana in the morning with some coffee to kind of stabilize me, so I'm not feeling like I'm just so run down and fatigued. I do drink the lemon water first thing in the morning. I've been doing that now for the last several weeks as I started bringing in some of the crappy foods back in, saying, well, I need to kind of compensate and kind of fight a little bit against this and do something healthy. So I've still been eating healthy things, but I've also been eating junk things. I've been kind of, it's sort of like a thunderstorm effect. You have the good, but now you have the bad, and even though they might counteract each other, they cause kind of some turbulence. So I thought, okay, why not? Okay, instead of just trying to follow somebody else's diet regime per se, why not try to say, okay, what are the things in the past that have worked for me, and try to create my own diet. See, that's what I'm kind of thinking here. And there are some things that I kind of say, well, when I do one thing, I kind of avoid other things, and maybe what I want to try to do is see if I can do an assemblage, a kind of a final blending of all of the healthy things that have been good for me over the last 4 years since I started this thing. So there were some times where, I remember when I was doing the CrossFit, I would have half a banana in the morning, and that was it, but that was enough to where I had some energy and I could go do CrossFit for an hour and then go say Mass and then do my rest of the day until I had my meal in the afternoon or the early evening. I think what I am going to do, with the exception of grass-fed butter for me, see this? I have really bad arthritis, and if I don't have that butter, believe it or not, my arthritis gets flared up and it hurts so bad. And I discovered, after watching Butter Bob Briggs videos, that grass-fed butter is one of the best things that you can have. Just a little bit in the morning, a little bit in the evening. It's like anti-arthritis medicine for me. So that will be the only dairy product I think I'll do. I think I'm going to try and eliminate the heavy cream, although I don't think it's a bad thing, but I just think that maybe I'm going to try to do that. Try not to do my mayonnaise. I still love mayonnaise, but you know what? Maybe I'll just do vinegar and oil. And there are a lot of good vinegars out there. And then my protein might be as simple as just scrambled eggs. I like scrambled eggs. And make that kind of like a kind of base meal where you have really looking at the macros and not overdoing it, because a lot of times I would just basically go and give myself permission to eat lots of, whether it was chicken or beef or lamb. I still love lamb, and so I would still eat a pretty big meal. And so this year I think what I'm going to try to do is, again, I'm off of the sugar and the refined carbs again. Got, what, 2 days now? So, well, got to start somewhere. And I remember last year when I thought I went through Christmas and New Year's, I thought, boy, that's going to be almost impossible for me. Well, I did it last year. I went through Christmas, no C's candy, no cookies, no pies, no nothing. I mean, I love pumpkin pie. That's like one of my all-time favorite things. So I said no to that. So, okay, I had some of those little things. I had like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I had like a little smorgasbord over the last couple of weeks where I would say, well, I haven't had a berry pie in a long time. I'll go get a berry pie tonight and have some of that. So I've had kind of like, okay, it's sort of like, okay, I have my fix for the year, and I think I can very easily get back on, completely back on track. But I want to now incorporate healthier things that are, and then look at the amount, really look at, okay, what is it really going to be? So I even thought about maybe doing the first month in January of just doing a very simple diet where it's just really, really simple. And I'm going to see if I can do that. See if I can do a 30-day, what I would call my simple New Year's resolution diet. And I'll share that with you in my next video. But basically it's going to have the micronutrients, the protein, and the healthy fats, and a little bit of fruit. And I'm going to see if I can do that within and looking at the proportions, and really, really not overdoing it, not over, saying, well, I'm allowed to have this on my diet, so I'm going to have a lot of it. So that's probably where reason why I didn't really lose any weight is because even though I was eating no sugar and no refined carbohydrates, the things I did eat, I would eat a pretty big meal. And I think I also paid a price on that too. It was kind of hard on my digestion. So this year, I think it's going to be just really doing a laser beam focus on, okay, this is what I need to be healthy. And, again, maybe I might give Sunday a day where I'd say, okay, because I kind of did this when I first started this about 2 years ago. And I did give Sunday as a day of kind of I would not be super stringent on the diet. Now, this year, again, I would not go back to carbs and sugar, but again, I might have a larger proportion, possibly. But during the week, let's just see if I can just do a very moderate, simple diet, but it has to be balanced. So, micronutrients, some protein, not a lot, but enough, and the healthy fats. So I'm thinking, and then also getting rid of dairy this year. So with the exception of the butter, because I have to tell you, when I've gone a week without the little bit of butter in the morning, and what I do is I just get a little piece, like a little piece of cheese, eat it like a little piece of medicine almost. That's the way I look at it. My hands are fine. I don't have the aches and pains in my body. But if I don't do that for a week, the arthritis comes back with a roaring vengeance. And so, but I don't need the heavy cream. I like it, but I don't need it. I don't do milk. I didn't do milk last year, and I don't do milk. I think I had 1 glass of milk with one of those pies I had. I had a berry pie. I had a pumpkin pie. Not all the same night, but I mean, over the course of 2 weeks, I said, well, tonight I'll try this, or tonight I'll try that. So, so anyway, but I did have 1 glass of milk, and it was just like, wasn't all that great. So again, but getting rid of the dairy, with the exception of butter, grass-fed butter, and seeing what that does. So then that means no grains, no sugar, and no dairy for almost a year. We'll see how that goes. And then just really looking at portions control as well, because that, again, don't need to eat as much as I used to. But at the same time, you do need to get those nutrients, and you got to get them to assimilate. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing in 2017. So we'll look at the specific what I'm going to do. I've already kind of started it yesterday, so we'll just kind of take it from there, take it from here, and one day at a time. And that's all you need to do is one day at a time. Focus on that one day, and usually things will get better. Okay, so anyway, so I'm hoping you're well. I hope you're having a joyful holiday season, a holy Christmas season. Happy Christmas to you all. Thanks for putting up with me, and thanks for watching. Appreciate some of the nice comments I've gotten recently. I'm sorry I haven't responded. Again, I don't want to make excuses. Sometimes when I make videos, I do respond, and sometimes I don't. I know I do that. I know some people don't respond at all. There are some people I don't have a really big YouTube channel. I don't ever expect to have one. But again, I try to respond when I feel it's appropriate. If I come up with some things that are a little on the controversial side, sometimes I don't respond. I kind of feel like, well, I want to give you a chance to vent and share your thoughts and opinions, and that's perfectly fine. I don't want to argue with people, but I want to give you a chance to say something. And then also when you're being very kind and you're saying kind of the same thing, and my response would be to everybody, well, Merry Christmas or Happy Christmas or a Blessed Christmas or a Holy Christmas, so again, but I do appreciate your thoughts and your well wishes. I really do. And so I just want to say to all you, happy, healthy Christmas to you all. And I will come up with a list of 2017 resolutions, and maybe this year I'll do a little bit better. Again, I guess what I want to say in closing is don't be afraid to make resolutions. Do we keep them always? No, but I think the mistake is that if we don't try, we won't get better. I think that's the bottom line of this little video message is, if you want to change, you got to try to change. Doesn't mean you're going to see the results that you want to see all the time, but sometimes you do, and sometimes you surprise yourself. Sometimes you go, wow, that worked out really well. So again, let me know what you think in the comments below. Again, if you like what you see, give me a little thumbs up there. I like those thumbs ups. Send me a comment. Sure hope you're doing well, all of you out there. There's so much I'd love to talk about, but I think right now I'm going to bring this video to a close. And if you've stayed with me this long, thank you so much. And we'll see you in the new year. Until then, Happy New Year, and stay well, stay happy, and light up your world, light up your pipe.